Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Stay Fishy Adventure. Today, we're headed towards the coast, towards the Big Blue, to go wrangle us up a meal. I absolutely love this time of year when the season starts to change and there's good food everywhere. So today's all about the meal and these things right here. For those of you who have never used one of these before, it's a crab pot. That's gonna catch us a meal. $24.99, what a steal. Hell yeah. One of these. One of these bad boys. Okay, so a little trick for you guys and gals here who have never done this before. I got the crab pot, and obviously this thing's not the biggest, gnarliest, heaviest one out there, so we're gonna take a bunch of pencil lead. We're gonna add it to this pot to add weight, and also close these little gates so that these dudes can't get out. That'll work. Sure did. And for a bargain. Let's do it. Let's go crabbing. Crab Town, and it's raining for the first time this fall, and I could not be more excited about it. It has been a super dry fall here in the Northwest, and it is so nice to see some wet stuff coming from the sky. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna launch the kayak. I'm gonna put together my crab pot. I'm gonna show you guys, for those of you that have never done this before, it's a really fun sport and it's super rewarding. It's fun to pull these crabs out, and if you get some keepers, it makes for an awesome meal like what we're gonna have tonight. So this is actually the first crab pot I've ever bought in my life. I've always had crab pots in my life, but they were somebody else's. This is our first one, so we're gonna add a couple things to it and go catch us some dinner. All right, this thing's pretty cool. It's gonna be perfect for the kayaks. This thing disassembles, breaks down pretty easy, it looks like. It's gonna be the old clippy, whippy. There we go. This thing was pretty neat. It was only $30, you guys. So for those of you who are intimidated by price on getting out there and catching your own crab this fall, it's not really that expensive. But as you can see, this thing is super duper light. And if I don't do something with it, it's gonna get washed away by the tide. So I wanna make sure to, one, I'm gonna weight down these gates here. And this is how the crab get in here, through these little gates that are closed by this. So they push this open, but also the current will push this open. So I have a little trick to counteract that. That'll save you guys a lot of effort and pain of not catching crabs. And that is the pencil lead. You guys have already seen it. But first and foremost, just along the bottom of this thing, so just to add a little bit of weight here, I'm just gonna start wrapping this thing around. Like a steel trap. Okay, last finishing touches. I decided instead of being a dummy and wrapping all this stuff on there, I just put the big chunks of lead in there. You can buy big steel bars and stuff and crab pot weights, but that'll work for now because we're just going out in the kayak. We're not going out like in the ocean. This is just a big bay. So, okay, next, the fun part, the bait. Got two giant shad that we caught fishing this year in one of our previous episodes, which was a lot of fun. If you guys have never shad fished, you should try it out. They make great bait, and honestly, they're probably not that bad to eat. So I'm gonna stuff these in here in a little baggie. It's always best to bait on the bank, especially if you're only running one pot and you're in a kayak of sorts. It's kind of dumb to go out there and try to do this all on the boat. That's just me. Cut his head off! Tail piece first. Wonderful, wunderbar. And this guy. These are really greasy fish. Something that's really greasy and kind of has like an oily fat content or a high fat content. Always works good. I'm using chicken, turkey, all kinds of different things like that. So this should work just fine. Okay. To our pot we go. Just like so. We're crapping, everyone. That's a good stinky amount of bait there. Smell my fingers. Got my fresh buoy. I think we should go good old-fashioned Forrest Gump on one side. Oh, one is a little bigger than the other. J E K. Don't touch. You saw it here first. The old Dakota lithium going in. These things are super badass. I've had this same battery running for 2 days. We went and salmon fishing it all day yesterday. Towed it all around. Sat out in the cold. I think still sitting at a full charge, so big shout out to these guys. Dakota Lithium, you're awesome. Dakota Lithium, you're my hero. Okay. Just do the old-fashioned bubble in knot. I'll make sure to give it a little bit of gap. I'm gonna drop this down and then add my buoy. I'm not sure how deep I'm gonna be crabbing, but usually you want to crab anywhere from like 15 to 30 feet usually. The tide's gonna be outgoing, which isn't optimal. We want tide usually to be coming in, but we're here right at the high slack, so there should be some good crabbing in the meantime. But let's get our motor on, let's get going. Safety first. Let's go. Light speed. Okay, and we're off. We're on the water. I'm not gonna pick the camera up because I feel like it's gonna fall off, but the weather's nice. Things are looking good. So it's pretty easy. I'm gonna try to take this thing just out. There's a big jetty that's coming out here. I don't want to put it in the way of any boats. So I'm gonna go to the other side of the jetty, drop that thing down on the bottom, make sure I have enough line for the outgoing tide to be able to take that buoy, because we might be coming back in the dark to get this. A good long soak is good. Like I said, you're not really, the best is to crab on the incoming as the tide pushes into the bay. But right now it's high slack, so we're gonna get a good hour of just slack water. And as that current starts to move, it'll pull the scent around of those shad. Those crabs should smell it, ultimately coming to it and getting it. But what I don't want is for our tiny light trap like we have to be washed away. So that being the case, we're gonna make sure to have an extra couple feet of line. I'll get my smiley face buoy. I love it. It's kind of like me. We'll get our smiley face buoy put out, drop our pod down, and then on to the next adventure. Well, I just got the inside scoop from my brother behind me and crabbing friends. Down here is a little bit better, so I might be coming back to get this in the dark, so I want to make sure to not have it be too crazy. I don't mind coming out here in the dark. There's a little bit of a stop going here. We got some half-foot waves out here. It's like a kayak fisherman's deadliest catch. Yeah. Man stuff. And woman stuff. We'll make it do this too. Anyways, there's their buoy. I think I should be nice and not put it right next to the buoy. But I do, again, want to put it somewhere I know I'm going to be able to find it. So I think I'm going to get it pretty close. I like this. Yeah, this looks like the spot. What I'm going to do, I'm going to let that out. I got a big spool of rope right over here. There's the bottom right there. It is about 20 feet deep, I'd say. Respectable 20. Now for the buoy. There it is. Shouldn't come undone. Later, buoy. So far, so good. What if that thing would have just gone and sucked right under? I would have been pissed. sometimes it's good to use more than one buoy, you guys, but like I said, even if that thing does go back under, it'll come back up as the tide kind of slacks off, and hopefully has a bunch of crab in it. Fingers crossed. Let's hit the road. Land ho. All right, this spot looks as good as any. We have the right kind of tree cover. We're definitely kind of up on a mountain. We're not on such flat ground like out by the ocean, so let's give it a shot. Come on, little. So instead of getting and just jumping right into the brush and getting soaking wet, I'm just gonna walk the road and kind of look under the tree line. I find all the time with chanterelles, it's best to look close to the truck. The truck is a magnet for chanterelles. I can't tell you how many times I've hunted all over the place, walked up and down and over the mountains and come back to the truck and found a huge patch like 10 feet from the truck. So honestly, one of my go-tos is finding them from the road first and then spreading out and looking for them off of there. I think I might see one. So you can see all this decomposed organic matter underneath the trees. This is what they're going to be growing out of. They're going to be feeding off of stuff just like this. So, is that one? And luckily, this time of year in these kind of areas, these chanterelles are seriously sticking out like a sore thumb. It's a big golden cap sticking out of the ground amongst a bunch of dead stuff. Oh, I might have found one. These actually look like old ones, you guys. These ones look kind of like old and dead. Maybe not actually a chanterelle. Let's keep crawling. Man, I can just smell them in here. It's a very pungent mushroom smell in here. I don't see any though. And these things should be obvious to see. Sometimes they'll grow up under like lumps of dirt like you guys have seen in some of our past episodes, but oh, it smells shroomy in here, Tiny. It's very shroomy in here. What are we gonna do? Let's go. Oh God. Right here they are. I'm pretty sure these are chanterelles. Looks just like them. It looks like it. Must be. Nope. They're not. Oh, that one might be. If they are, they're old and gross. We don't want them. Spot number 2. After a Charleston shoe bite. Oops. Never tried these. New best snack in the world. It's like busted through into a fairyland here. This is roomy. Not what we're looking for. Oh, we're so close, you guys. I know there's got to be some here. I can feel them in this spot. I can feel them. Look at how cool this tree is, everyone. This thing is falling down. It's amazing how resilient Mother Nature is. This tree is falling down in a storm. Continued to grow because it still had some of its root system connected, and then sprouted 4 trees out of the stump that it was originally. That's pretty cool. I don't care if you don't think so, but I think it's pretty cool. So, this is actually quite the challenge, everyone. And I'm surprised. I did not expect this to be hard to find these chanterelles down here, but sometimes that's half the fun. The key is, though, keep moving. If you're not finding it, they should be easy to find. You should go to an area, see it like this. Anybody who's picking chanterelles and who's ever picked them before can see that this is primo ground, but they're not growing here, so that's for a reason. The only thing we can do different is move, so let's keep on the move. Okay, I've got some more fungus, sign of fungus here. This is a milk cap mushroom, I do believe. Edible, but we'll see if it's very wormy. A lot of times with these ones, that can be the issue. You get a lot of worms. You can already see kind of the holes in the bottom of it. That's from those fly-laying larvae. And you can see the path of the worm. It's the path of the worm, man. They're all in there too, see them? Kind of a similar mushroom to a portobello. It smells wonderful, but we're not eating that one today. Moment of truth. Dang it. Man, why are these being so hard to find? Back to the truck. Okay, back to check the pot, everybody. We gave it about 2 hours while we've been looking for mushrooms. Figured before we go do the next thing to add to this meal. This is an all foraged, hard worked meal. It's gonna taste that much better because of it. But I'm gonna go back out and check our crab pot, see if we have anything in it. Really all we need is 1 or 2 keepers. So fingers crossed. Please, everybody cross your fingers. Please. I really hope there's a crab in there. Oh, the grace, the elegance. One of my favorite things in the world. Kayaking in the rain. Let's say hi to our pelican friends. They look cool. What's up, guys? Nice rainstorm, huh? Finally. Well, see you later. Well, he's still smiling. That's a good sign. Let's see if there's anything in him. Pretty dismal start. Most of the bait's gone. Bag fell out. The current is ripping out here. Now we're at spot number 3 for the mushrooms. A little bit different, a little bit more open. Older trees, not quite so thick. I'll just keep trying to find them. That's all we can do. It's getting better though. We're going further up in elevation. That usually can be a really good thing to do this time of year. They'll start low and work their way up. Chanterelles are a little bit opposite of other mushrooms in how they do that. So let's put some work in right here. See if we can't find our mushrooms. Oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? Not one. Damn it. I can't believe there's none in here. Just look at how great this is. Spot number 4. That's Shanny. No, it's not. Lobster mushroom. Yep, that's what that is. It's a lobster mushroom. Awfully little one. But mushroom no less. Not enough to eat for this dish. We gotta keep going. But man, guys, this is some of the hardest early season mushroom picking I've had in my life. I've already got mushrooms on a couple episodes so far, but today I thought it would be a cakewalk, and so far it has not been. Yeah, let's see, it's a chanterelle. Yes! Good job, Sean. Man behind the camera. And the eyeballs for the mushrooms, but it's only one. But we're killing it. There it is. So we're gonna stay in this very same area, start zigzagging back and forth at the same elevation, see if we can't find a patch. I see a good one, you guys. I don't know what it is, but I can see it. Come here. Right there. See it through the trees. Sticking up out of the ground from a distance. It's gonna either be one of those lobsters or another chanterelle. Not sure. Another lobster. We're gonna keep them. These ones are really nice. Pretty big. Oh, there's a salamander in this one. Cool. And his tail's gone. Something almost got him. What a neat dude. Way to go, guy. Made it through. Didn't let that evil mushroom destroy you. So that's the thing about lobster mushrooms in particular. These are some of the freshest ones that I've ever found personally. But lobster mushrooms are parasitic, so they grow off of other mushrooms growing. So that might be why we're not finding any chanterelles in here. They've eaten the chanterelles essentially and started growing themselves. What's this? Oh, that was another mushroom of some sort. But we got something for the meal. These lobster mushrooms are gonna be amazing. And again, these ones have to be fresh. These ones don't look perfect, but they're gonna eat just fine. Okay, the hiking's over. It wasn't necessarily a walk in the park, but it was definitely a walk in the woods. But we found some mushrooms that I've never had before, and there's plenty of them. That's about a half pound of those lobster mushrooms to go with, which should be plenty to go with the dish that I'm gonna make, but we need the main ingredient for this dish, and it's still sitting out there in the ocean, so let's go. Okay. For our next order of business, we need a rake, a bucket, and these two things. We got the lobster. We got the crab. Now it's time for the clam. And here we are, the clam field. It's a big muddy mess out here, and I've never done this here. I've done it in other places, but it was much different than this already, I can tell. So let's go out a little bit closer to the water. We're gonna actually clean these things off when we find them and see if we can start finding some. You can see the remnants of them everywhere. Oh, there's some right out the gate. Here we go. That's what we're looking for. Right there. Beautiful steamer clam. Or I believe butter clam is the other name for them. Oh, this is gonna be tasty. We found the clam. If there ever was a sport that a kid who liked playing in the mud would like, this is it. And you can definitely come with me because you can dig clams pretty good, I bet. Sore. My bucket's pretty full and my mouth is dry, so that only means one thing. Back to the truck. Let's get to cooking. You hungry? There they are, everybody. Our hard work really paid off. This is gonna be one of the best meals that I've ever showed you guys, I have to say. I'm really excited to try the lobster mushrooms. I already know the clams are gonna be good. And our, unfortunately, store-bought crab is gonna be delicious in it as well. So that is the beauty of going down to the coast for like a foraging mission like this, is even if you don't have success in certain realms, you get to go support the local community, buy some seafood, help the fishermen out, and get to take it all home and get to enjoy it in a beautiful meal like this. So let's get started. So the clams, I've actually left them in the bucket that we picked them in. I filled it up with some salt water, and you got to let these things purge. You have to starve them basically so that they push out all the sand and all the algae and all the stuff that they eat to grow inside the shell. These things are just beautiful. Look at the size of them. And look how pretty those shells are. So our ingredients are pretty simple here. I got a shallot, I got my garlic, I have my lobster mushrooms, which are very cool. I cannot wait to try these things. I've wanted to eat one my entire life, but I've never found them in this great of condition. So we super lucked out on this. Didn't find our chanterelles, but we found a delicacy anyways. We got some chives. We got butter. We got some cherry tomatoes. Some tomatoes. Ooh, look at all the color. And over the flame we go. I'm gonna add a little bit of cupcake wine to these to open them up. Probably about a half a cup, maybe a full cup. Half a cup. You don't want to go too heavy on that, or else it'll kind of dominate the flavor of your dish, because we're going to be adding some heavy whipping cream to this once we add all the rest of our ingredients. Dicing, we're dicing. We're cutting everything but our finger. Into the pan we go. I like to add some of these ingredients right at the beginning to kind of help the aroma that'll soak into those clams once they open up instantly. Okay, now in with the lobster mushrooms. I want this to saute a little bit in there. It's gonna need to cook down quite a bit. Once again, I've never eaten this thing before, everybody. I'm very, very excited here. This is a beautiful one. Wow, look at the texture of that. Almost looks like in a way, almost like a truffle mushroom. Really neat texture. Extremely meaty, almost like crisp. Oh, look how pretty that is. That is a beautiful mushroom. And it smells like meat. That's what she said. Into the pan we go. Now we're gonna go with our chives. Cut those nice and small. That way you get little pieces of them with every little bite. Give it a little toss so my ingredients get spread around. Ooh, guys and gals. I just about drooled on myself because the smells so good already, even with just those ingredients. We'll get our hunk of butter in there. I'm gonna go heavy. This is a lot of clams. Okay, and ultimately what will go in last is going to be our cherry tomatoes. I'm gonna prep these. Basically just gonna cut them in half. I'm not gonna mind those big chunks in there. It's kind of a great little addition to it. Nice, tender, juicy, scrumptious little addition. And then all I'm gonna do is just break off a couple of legs and add it into my broth once I'm just about done. Once the meal's almost done and I got a nice boil going with my cream in there and everything else, I'm gonna add these in because I think the shell of that crab and that juice that's gonna come out of the crab shell is gonna add a lot of flavor to this. Okay, we're looking real good. Real good. So excited. So, before we get crazy, doing just a little garlic and salt. Plenty of salt in that butter, so I'm gonna go just light on that. Add just a skosh of some cowboy. Give us a nice little salty aroma here. It smells amazing in this house right now, you guys. Last two ingredients are gonna be my heavy whipping cream. I'm gonna go, that should be perfect. And then my Parmesan cheese. Oh God. Yep, this is not a dieter's meal, but we worked our butts off to get it, so it all pays off in the end. And then on top of it all, just my crab legs. Get those down in the broth there so it kind of boils in. Cover, and then we're almost there. Sourdough into the toaster. This is the best part of the whole operation. Okay, well, we got a good little rolling boil going. I'm gonna go in with my tomatoes right on top. Oh, that's some awesome color. What a beautiful dish. I'm gonna turn it off, let it mellow out so I don't burn the heck out of my mouth. And then we're gonna feast. Shing, sparkle, sparkle. If that don't turn you into a mouth breather, I don't know what will. It's time to give it a try. I know it's not cold enough yet, but I don't care. Okay, we're going a little bit of this, a little bit of this. That one was a little crunchy. Oh my God. I'd pay 150 bucks for that plate right there. Unbelievable, you guys. And look at the presentation. It's just a very, very fun dish to make for family. Again, all this stuff you can get at the supermarket if you live in the Northwest. There's the ultimate bite. We got the tomato, big chunk of mushroom. Look at that presentation, come on. Award-winning. Chef Ramsay, you see me out here. Okay, I'm actually gonna take the tomato off there because I want to taste more of that mushroom. It tastes like a piece of crab. And the texture, once again, I could tell while I was cutting that thing and why I was gonna love it so much, and it's that texture off the frickin' Richter scale. Here's the Richter scale, here's where that is. Lobster mushroom, Richter scale. All right, well, I can't talk anymore. I have to eat. I gotta try the crab though. See how the crab does in this sauce. Wow. You already know what I'm gonna say. Now we must try the bread. Doesn't have to be completely toasted. What a blessing today has been. Hard fought win. Got some amazing clams. Found our mushrooms. Had a blast down at the coast. And I gotta thank you guys all so much for the amazing support we've been seeing on this channel. We're already past 32,000 subscribers. and that absolutely blows my mind. We started this channel 6 months ago, you guys, so huge shout out to all the fans, everybody who watches, and all the support means so much to me, you guys. I hope you all know that. I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna sit down and finish this whole thing and lick the pan clean. It's been an awesome adventure here with you guys today. Until next week, same time, same place, you all stay fishy. We'll see you out there.